Hi, it's Darnell with Way Living Recipes, and I found an interesting recipe in the Gourmia French door air fryer oven cookbook, the recipes that they give you with the cooker for banana fries. And so I wanted to run through that one with you, and we'll see how it turns out. And I'm just making some mild, I guess, modifications to the recipe, but I'll tell you, the little bit of change that I'm doing to it myself. But all the same, we're going to do those banana fries, and we're going to see how they turn out doing them air fry style right now. Alright, so the ingredients for these banana fries are 2 bananas that were mostly, they weren't like real ripe, but a little ripe. I've got some brown sugar there. They recommended theirs like some other more regular type of sugar, but I'm using brown sugar. That's a change that I'm making to this thing. Also got some barbecue seasoning here. This is McCormick's Grill Mates Hickory Barbecue Seasoning. Nothing in this video is sponsored, just some barbecue seasoning I had in the cabinet. And I've got some extra light olive oil that I'll be spraying on it. They recommend you use an olive oil spray. I'm using extra light olive oil. And so basically what I'm going to do now, going to cut these bananas in half. Because basically we're going to quarter them. So like that, and then you cut them lengthwise. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that. Alright, so I've got them cut, and now I'm going to spray them with my oil. I'm going to go ahead and turn them over and spray the opposite side as well. So get these all turned, spray them down good. Alright, got them all sprayed. Now I'm going to take the barbecue seasoning and the brown sugar and basically sprinkle that over both sides. So I'm going to sprinkle it over this side, then flip and do the same treatment of sugar and the barbecue seasoning on the opposite side of them. Alright, so I have them all covered with the sugar and the seasoning, so just putting them all on the air fry basket here. I won't be using this bake pan that's underneath in the cooker. It's just there to, hold anything that drops off the air fry basket while they're waiting outside of the cooker. So 8 fit on there just perfect. Alright, now that we have things all ready to go, going to wake the cooker up, turn it on, hit air fry, take temp down to 425, and time is supposed to be 10 to 15 minutes. If you're doing plantains, I think you might do a little longer, but for bananas it's 10 to 15 at 400. And so going to hit start, the preheat's going to run. Once the preheat is done, then we'll get them on in. Alright, looks like it's time to add the food, so going to open the door here and get the food on in on the middle rack level. Let's see, got it on in, close up, and let things continue to cook, and I'll bring you back when they look like they're done, or in about 15 minutes. Alright, so 10 minutes have passed, and I'm going to stop them now at 10 minutes, and I'm going to show you why when I open up and you're able to see more clearly. Well, I'm going to, turn it off. But when you see here, they're done, but they were starting to split. You see that one split. This one was starting to split there. This one was starting to split. It seems like as they were getting hotter, they were starting to split open. So I figured that's probably a good time to stop. Now I'll just go ahead and get them on off and plate these banana fries. Wow, they're super mushy. They are super mushy gushy. The ones in the back are too. I don't think I don't think they come off very stiff. I guess even if you burned them, they'd probably still be a bit stiff. I'm getting a spatula, metal spatula out, which I am going to need in order to get these off without breaking them up. So, see, they're really, really soft. So, get them on off of here. I don't know. I'll tell you what we'll do. Well, I guess we can't because it's got a preheat. But I was going to think, I guess I still can do it anyway. I'm going to leave the ones in the back in and let them, just endure preheat and just kind of see what happens to them after, being in for a while longer. I'm just curious. So, just going to get the cooker turned on, air fry 400, and we'll just do like another 5 minutes or so just to see what happens. And we'll let them go through the preheat, which is probably going to set them in there even longer than another 5 minutes. But I'm interested if you leave them in way longer, do they stiffen up more, or do they just stay real mushy? Because bananas are got a lot of water in them, or a good bit of water in them. So we'll just let this run, and I'll bring you on back in a bit unless things start smoking or something a lot. If things start smoking or something a lot, then I'll stop sooner. But otherwise, just going to let them run through the preheat. Maybe just let them run on through the 5 minutes. As long as nothing burns, I'll bring you back. Alright, now my preheat just ended, and I guess I noticed something that I didn't notice earlier. Basically, after it says add food, a few seconds afterwards, whether you open the door or not, it starts cooking. But it looks like some stuff is dripping on the heating elements. That's starting to cause smoke. So they did make it through the preheat, but we're going to have to, whoa, you see that? We're going to have to definitely stop and turn things off. We got a little flare up. So, after you're about 5 minutes, you're gonna have to stop. I mean, not 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You're gonna have to stop. And I guess if I left the bananas on, they probably would have kept things from dripping too much or something. But I guess taking the bananas off allowed that stuff that was underneath to just freely drop off. And these seem mushier than the earlier ones. So it seems like the longer you cook them, the mushier they may be. So we'll just get the rest of these off. Alright, so we're all done, and you can see our banana fries here. Definitely probably want to stop at 10 minutes with bananas, because what you put in is basically as firm as you're going to get. They're only going to get mushier the longer they stay in there. But we'll go ahead and we'll do a taste test. Alright, so they're all done. These are the ones that came off first, and these are the ones that came off later. And so I'm going to try and taste test one of the ones that came off first. And the ones that came off later and are mushier. Alright, overall they're interesting. I think the flavor is interesting. It's a little better than the regular old banana. It's kind of like a candied banana. So it's interesting. I would say I probably would prefer a chocolate dipped banana over these banana fries, but they are a little better than a regular old banana. So interesting, nice little thing to try. Probably can put that bake pan underneath while things are cooking to prevent any drippings at all going down on your heating elements. And so, basically see how things go when you first start out. You see how it is when you pull them a little sooner than later. And so, with all that said, if you want to try them, you can. It's Gourmia's recipe. It's in the recipe book that they give with the cooker. And in the video description, there'll be like referral link for the cooker, and also there'll be a referral link, well, not a referral, but a link to my cookbook that has some other recipes you might enjoy in air fryers and similar type cookers. Also, you can always check out my blog, superwaveovenrecipes.com. And with all of that said, if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share the video with a friend, subscribe, hit that notification icon, and good eating.